That's one of the athlete that is looking forward to that air-conditioned stadium, right? Okay.
Let's move on.
Leave athletics and, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
for now.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow's
That's when it's starting.
we'll get the opportunity to do one more,
Yeah.
one more preview
Absolutely.
before it comes.
Okay, let's come home now. We've been talking about the Sports Envoy program, by the U.S. Consulate and all that. It was in Lagos, it moved over to Edo State, and they're still trying to get girls. In Edo State, they had like 100 girls, right, from schools, and they were able to mentor them also, teach them the basic things of football and also what they can actually do in future. And not just that, about sex trafficking and all, just like they had in Lagos and all that, then how not to be vulnerable to, very, very, remarkable
I'm looking at a girl there being taught how to, tie her boots. It is fantastic. And it's even more fantastic that it's not only in Lagos.
Yeah.
Right. It's going to Benin. Is it going anywhere else?
Yeah, it's just Lagos and Benin.
Just Lagos and Benin for now.
Yeah, for now.
I won't be surprised next time out they try to spread it,
go to the north and all that. And it depends on the theme. They're actually working with the theme of this year. We talked about goal, bright future, and
that's the numbers. That's a lot.
That's a lot, so 100.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. And the U.S. Consulate, U.S. Consul have been talking about this one. And so you had, some people from Edo State also how these girls can really, just look forward to being, the better version of themselves. They've got the mentors that are around, Precious Day, we mentioned that, on the program on Tuesday. You also have the likes of Stacey Wilson also there. When you have these role models and all that, you can actually aspire to become who you want to be. Let's hear from them.
They are coming to create an example, to show alternatives, to train them in soccer, both in order to strengthen their bodies and their minds. But most importantly, it's the message of how to respect yourself, how to have dreams, and how to hold on to those dreams, because you can have a future that values both your body and your mind. And so the anti-trafficking portion of this program is teaching the girls how to recognize trafficking and how to prevent it, not only for themselves, but for all their female relatives, their friends, their cousins, their sisters, their mothers, their aunts. It's a really important message. And as I said before, we're so grateful to be able to do this in conjunction with the Nigerian government at the federal level, but most importantly at the Edo State level.
It is geared towards the people that are the most vulnerable, the people that traffickers go to, or the people who the parents go to say, oh, come and travel. And we're telling them that you don't have to do this sort of journey to be successful. We're showing them ladies who have been very, very successful, extremely successful as sportswomen, and they have remained feminine, they've retained their femininity. And we're also showing them that you can be anything that you want. And that's the message we're sending generally to every young girl in Edo State. You don't have to be trafficked. Parents, you don't have to traffic your children. They can be anything at all, once they set their mind to it and they're disciplined and they're diligent.
Okay, apt, well spoken there, coming from Professor Yinka Mogbe. I think that's a remarkable one, because when you have the information, you definitely not fall prey into this kind of situation whereby you have, at this particular age, 15 and all that, is impressionable age, and it's always difficult for girls to have those they can look forward to and the really good role models. So when you start like this, teach them the basics, let them understand what it means in order to live, a good life, and you have opportunity in other aspects. Apart from education, you also have opportunity in sport. They're going to, become a better version of themselves when they grow up.
Absolutely. So let's move on from that one now. Let's talk about our Nigerian players in Europe, doing amazing things. They've done very well for themselves already. They could have been, on the streets now, but they've decided to play football, and football is taking them to where they never imagined. Let's talk about Victor Osimhen, hottest Nigerian, out there right now. It was at it again yesterday in the French League on Lille and Strasbourg faced off, and Osimhen scored the first goal for Lille in that match, and that's the 6th goal of the season, and he showed no signs of stopping at all. He added an assist to boot in this particular game as well. He assisted Loic Remy. Loic Remy is still playing football.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, when I saw him there. Okay, this guy is still playing football.
Yeah,
he is,
he's
man.
still a decent player. But of course, we all know the star of the show is Victor. And Cecilia, what more can we say? Other than that, the future is very bright.
It is.
both internationally at the club level. We'll get seeing for Nigeria against Brazil, and it'll be very interesting to see how he does in that game. But right now, is the star of the show.
He is.
And he's still so young.
From his performance and all, you know, the coach actually talked about the fact that he's relying on him against Strasbourg, and he didn't disappoint.
Yes, remember that, yeah.
He didn't disappoint, so he had to also score and also get an assist and all that, which is really a cool one for him. I love the fact that, you know, he's cool-headed. It's not just all about, you know, I was thinking there was so much pressure on him. I mean, you're coming to a team whereby the guy who was sold, you know, for you to get in, was cost how much? 70 million quid, right? Oof. That's the amount, and he moved over to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't really seen much of him anyway.
Of course.
But Victor Osimhen, who came in for how much? I mean, that's a good buy. I mean, Leeds should, you know, they should be, you know, really happy for having such a good buy. I mean, if he's going to leave this club right now, I mean, if he wants to shell out the money, you know how much he wants right now, he might just be the most expensive African player.
Yeah. I mean, if he continues at
like
this rate,
at this rate, you asked me earlier how many goals do we think it's going to be double digit. We know that, but how many?
Barring,
it's going to be 20, 25, 30, maybe 20 or something. I'm looking at
25. I'm looking at 25. Barring injuries, of course. I mean, if he continues to get picked and there's no serious loss of form, I think he'll get to 25, and that'll be massive.
Massive, yes.
For players still so young, for a player playing. Because, you know, he's been around the block for so young. He's been to Germany, didn't quite work out. Then he went to Belgium, had that loan spell where he was able to, you know, find his feet eventually. Then coming to France, there were a few people worried that perhaps he won't be able to, you know, hit the ground running. But he's done exactly just that.
Not just running, he's just scoring goals.
Sprinting with it.
Sprinting with it. I mean.
So, fantastic for Victor Osimhen. And still talking on Nigerian footballers, Samuel Kalu was on target as well too for Bordeaux. I mean, this is fantastic. It's been a while Nigerian players were these hot commodities in Europe.
I think it's all about, you know, having to work hard, because when you've seen, I think Victor Osimhen actually paved the way for most of these players. You've seen Victor Osimhen, how young he is and what he's been able to do. And you've seen other players also coming up. And you know once you perform well, you have a permanent shirt in the national team. So that's also a plus for them. We need to go on a break now. We'll come back. We'll be talking about those teams that perform well and the ones that we're floundering in the Carabao Cup.